Good afternoon and welcome to the Lummy Sports Show. I am the co-host Brian the Babyface Matroni, joined always by the incomparable, the Brett Favre interview getting, Warren Lummox Garrison.
Hey Brian, great job, and great job on me piping up my my microphone.
Well, great job on Blitz reminding you to do so, even though you blame Bubba for it.
No, I didn't blame Bubba at all. But Blitz he's a hell of a guy.
I am a little pissed at you though, giving Bubba Brett Favre when we could have had him on our sports show.
Well, like I told you, I'm holding out for Tom Brady for this sports show. I figured.
Now I do want to know, how did you go about getting Brett?
Hard work and dedication, Brian.
Just like blew him up.
I found different ways to try to get a hold of him, and I got a hold of him, and he doesn't have. I didn't talk to. If he has people, I talked directly to him.
Wow. You know people that work at Wrangler? Or
much.
the copper fit.
Yeah, an old buddy of mine that went to college, he developed a copper fit, so he threw me a bone. No, but I mean, I'm trying to get him. We've been talking back and forth a little bit about trying to get him back on the show before the Packers-Bucks game.
Oh yeah.
So I think that would be pretty good.
It'd be amazing is getting him down here.
Well, that's another thing too. He might be coming down
and hosting like a party with him, like a VIP party.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if you want to do that. He doesn't seem like he's a real.
I don't think he's allowed to anymore after the whole D-pick thing.
Oh, jeez.
What?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, it's public knowledge. It's not like I'm breaking news here.
Listen, we're pro Brett Favre.
I love Brett Favre. I think he's one of the old school throwback gunslingers. He's a man's man, like that Rolo guy. He doesn't make apologies for being a man's man.
Yeah, that was another great guess on a book to
great
guess.
It's been a lot of fascinating, provocative guests on the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
But yeah, no, Brett Favre, obviously he's kind of wanting to come down for the Bucks-Packers game, which I don't blame him. And I have extended the invite because I'm pretty sure Bubba wouldn't get upset if Brett wanted to come maybe do a studio tour or sit in on the show.
If Brett wanted to do that, yeah.
I don't think Bubba would. I don't think Bubba's going to rip my ass if I say, "Hey, Brett wanted to come in."
I wonder if Bubba would wear his Favre jersey while Favre was here.
Yes. You know what? I would. He does. 813-90-BUBBA 813-90 Bubba.
Look, Brett, I'm wearing your jersey. Your name's on my back.
Is it because of the picture he showed?
What?
The picture, the painting.
Yeah.
Is that why you were saying that?
No, I'm just teasing. Because Bubba brought up the jersey thing this morning on the air.
He forgot about you throw and nick the gun guys away. But hey, we got a phone call real early. We'll just grab it before we get into it.
Sure.
Hey, Lummy.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, just wanted to let you know. First of all, I agree with Bubba this morning when they're talking about the YouTube, sort of the way it's trending on YouTube. I agree. There's something fishy going on because yesterday I went on the YouTube channel. I clicked the link for the CBS Sports thing, and I clicked the link and I looked at the amount of views. It was 2,450 yesterday.
Yeah.
There is no effing way that it only had another 100 views in a day. Like something. I agree with Bo. There's something fishy going on with that because there's no way it went from 2,400 to 2,550, and when it's linked to CBS Sports, and you can click right on the link. There's something going on there.
Are you familiar with what we're talking about, Brian?
I'm guessing it's the Favre video and it's the link to the YouTube thing. I will say this: CBS Sports is not the bastion of sports clicks. Most people go to ESPN.com.
What else? Sports Illustrated, ESPN, Bleacher Report.
Yeah, it's CBS Sports pretty low down the list.
But a lot of other ones covered it.
But it's been there's links to other news outlets, TMZ, other things that have linked it up.
Well, I don't think TMZ linked it.
They linked it.
They did?
They linked it to the Instagram.
Yeah, but they didn't link it to the article that TMZ ran. And so I'm just saying it may not be. Look, I'm with Bubba. It's probably not real numbers, but CBS Sports is.
Yeah, but that was just today. Well, that was just today, Brian, because you got like Fox, you had Fox News, you had all the Pro Football Talk. Sports Illustrated. I mean, he had a lot of.
No, it was a great interview.
Well, I would say maybe the only thing you guys could have done better, and maybe you can still do it, is maybe isolate that that 2-minute deal and just put Brett Favre discusses concussions, and maybe put it on a 2-minute deal where people can like link on it. They don't have to watch the whole entire interview, but they can link on it for like 2 minutes and get off of it. But maybe
it's a minute. It's a minute 46. It's up on our YouTube page right now.
You think the NFL's bearing it? You think that because of the whole concussion controversy and everything like that, that maybe?
No, I'm not going that conspiracy. I'm not doing that conspiracy. But Babyface, I want to ask you another quick question because I've called him before. I'm the Orioles fan and Ravens fan. So let me ask you a question. Lamar Jackson literally has set a deadline for his contract negotiations, and said at the start of the season it's done.
Well, you don't negotiate into the season at all, ever. Really?
No, you don't. But I mean, look, what do you think is going to happen there? Because he's either going to do. I think it's either going to happen one of two ways. Either going to get the deal done before the season,
or he's not.
Or he's going to.
That's a hot take, man.
Breaking news.
That's a hot take.
No, don't be an ass. No, don't be an ass.
Yeah, Brian, come on.
He said it's going to go one of two ways. Either he's going to get the deal done, or
I'm saying he goes, or say he goes through the season without a deal, and he has a light up season. The Ravens are going to regret it because he is going to be the highest paid quarterback in NFL history if he does really, really well. Now, if he craps out, like in Game 6, and he gets injured, he is going to go down as, he's not going to get a great deal. But
no, he's still going to. Here's the thing: there still will be a team desperate enough to give him a good deal. He could blow out his ACL this season, and he's still going to get a good deal. He's not going to get, top contract ever type money if he blows out his knee, but he would still get a good deal because there's enough teams desperate for a quarterback like him, a top 12 quarterback in the league, to take a chance.
I mean, Robert Griffin was still getting good contracts after he blew his knee out in Washington, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't Baltimore trying to negotiate with him a couple months ago, and he said that he didn't want to negotiate but wait till the end of the season?
No. What he said was, negotiations are happening. It's an ongoing thing. I have no rush. It's happening. And the thing is that he doesn't have an agent. So I think his mom's his agent. So, I mean, he really has no. This is the first. I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it's the first quarterback or first NFL player that I know of that doesn't have an agent and has his mom like dealing with the contract stuff.
There's a news source here, Bleacher Report, which I think is
that's dated April though.
But hold on, that's what I just said.
Yeah,
I told him he did not want to negotiate. So April 2nd, 2022, which I just said a couple months ago, I believe he came out and said, I do not want to negotiate a new contract until after season. And it says the Lamar Jackson rumors, Ravens quarterback won't negotiate new contract until after season. So it looks like he pushed it off.
He's betting on himself. He's basically
he doesn't want to be in Baltimore. He wants to go to Miami. He wants to go to a bigger market. He's waiting.
No way.
Yes, absolutely. He does not want to be in Baltimore. Yep. Nobody wants to be in Baltimore.
That's why you're in West Palm.
Nobody wants to be in Baltimore.
Wait a second. So you're telling me that everything he said when he was drafted and is like, I am going to bring a Super Bowl trophy to Baltimore. I'm going to be a Baltimore Raven for life. You're saying that was all a lie, and he was totally just bullshitting everybody.
Yeah,
that's what you say when you go to a new place.
Have you seen Russell Wilson? He said he loves Seattle and wanted to be there. Now he looks like he's having the greatest time of his life, and he's telling Seattle to go fuck themselves while he's partying in Denver.
Come on, man. Nobody wants to be in Baltimore. Nobody wants to be there.
I know. Listen, nobody wants. Listen. All respect to Bubba, and all respect to Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, but who wants to be in Green Bay either, playing in that?
Nobody. Look at all their free agent signings. Nobody wants to be there. They signed nobody.
But you also have to remember, if you look at Brett Favre was from Mississippi, in Podunk, Mississippi, and he went to Southern Miss. I mean, he's not like he's from California like Aaron Rodgers
or
is.
Miami,
or
like
Miami.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, What was Lamar Jackson going to do when he got drafted? Oh man, this Baltimore's a real shit town. You know what? After my contract's up, I'm out of here.
Listen, there have been football players, even Jim Kelly. I mean, if you go back to Jim Kelly swore that he would never play in Buffalo. He did not want to go to Buffalo. He did not want to be in Buffalo, and he swore to God he wasn't going to be in Buffalo. Look where he ended up, and look to success. Now, he didn't win a Super Bowl, but he went to the Super Bowl he didn't win it, but he went 4 times, and the town loves him. I mean,
Look. I'm betting money that Lamar Jackson is not a Baltimore Raven next season.
You know what? I will give you my number and address off air, and I will take that 100 and I'll multiply it by 10, and I'll bet you 1,000.
Well, listen, we don't bet on this show. This is home and I pay money.
Yeah,
but you know what, Brian? The problem is that realistically, the Ravens have an option for the franchise tag. So realistically, they could franchise tag.
Who else do if you really realistically take a look at it, who do the Ravens have as a backup that can really take that franchise
to any other level? Isn't it Huntley?
Huntley?
Dude, he's a backup. He's not. He's good.
He's a USFL XFL superstar.
We got a lot more important things to talk about than. I will say this about Baltimore, and thank you for the call. We'll see what happens.
All right, bye.
Did you see the bizarre stat, though, that Baltimore's won 21 straight preseason football games?
Yes.
That's when we said preseason doesn't matter. Maybe when Lamar made that statement, he thought that if you won all your preseason games, you got a Super Bowl trophy.
Exactly, because that's about the same amount of games that it would take to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So that is pretty amazing, 21 in a row. It just shows that
no one else gives
that preseason doesn't matter.
I mean, you remember Detroit went 4-0 and never won a regular season game.
I mean, Baltimore's going on 6 years though without losing a preseason game. That's pretty amazing.
It is very impressive.
That's one hell of a stat. Speaking of quarterbacks and why I think Lamar Jackson will end up in Miami is apparently Tua is straight sucking ass in Miami.
About? Man, I went to a practice.
Yesterday he threw 3 interceptions, 1 pick 6, and then today he threw at least 2 interceptions with another pick 6. They were saying that he was spraying the ball around the field haphazardly yesterday. He didn't look good again today. There is real concern in Miami over Tua Tagovailoa and his ability to be the quarterback for that franchise.
Brian, you don't understand training camp and football.
That he's supposed to look bad?
He's getting the throws, the interceptions out of his system now.
Oh.
That's what he's doing, and he's supposed to look bad. Tyreek probably shouldn't be talking about how great he is because, I mean, realistically, he's going to just kill it
They're trying to rope-a-dope everybody?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's going to be throwing it so deep and so accurate. See, the reason, and I kind of came up with this at practice, that he overthrows all his receivers except for Tyreek is because Tyreek is just so fast. That's why Tyreek thinks he's like the most accurate quarterback because Tyreek takes off as fast as possible and has to wait for the ball because Tua just throws it up there. You know, Waddle and all those other guys aren't as fast. So if you think about it, his accuracy is perfect to Tyreek.
He can't hit. I mean,
he can hit a pass under 6 yards.
But everything that I'm hearing out of Miami is that he looks like ass.
Well,
looks like ass.
I mean, they do have 2 glove.
Yeah, well, Teddy Two Gloves, the only quarterback who didn't throw multiple interceptions yesterday.
Exactly.
He threw 1, but he probably got fewer reps. But yeah, it's look.
Teddy Two Gloves is the check down quarterback all day long.
Well, so's Tua apparently.
Well, I mean, Ty. By the way, I think for my first pick overall, I think I'm going to pick Tyreek because I feel like that's the only receiver that Tua is going to probably throw to.
No, look, Tyreek isn't a bad number 1 to pick, but we can get into a fantasy show next week.
Oh yeah, no, I was just saying, I was kind of joking about it because because Tyreek's going to be open because he's always going to do is overthrow and Tyreek's going to be there because underneath like the new offense coordinator already put Gillespie. I guess he's like kind of being shut down. Gesicki, Gillespie, whatever his name is.
Gesicki.
He's getting kind of pushed out of the offense.
Well, because Tua's bouncing passes off his helmet, apparently, according to the practice report yesterday.
From one of their best receivers last year, who's a tight end, to now one of the.
It was funny though because I was reading like a Dolphins blog on how horrible he was, and they're trying to play it up that their secondary is just that good.
I mean, their defense is good, but I mean,
no, but come on, Tua shouldn't be out there throwing 3 picks every practice. Then pick sixes. I mean, obviously he's getting picked clean because they're bringing him to the house on him. He's going to face other good secondaries. I know Miami's got a good secondary, but he's going to face other teams that have good secondaries.
So you think it's going to be another year for the Dolphins of being low scoring?
I think they're going to win a lot of 17 to 13 games if they're going to win games.
I'm surprised from last week's preseason game against the Dolphins. There's a lot of Bubba Army that are Dolphin fans, which is pretty surprising.
Not really.
I mean, from South Florida?
Yeah, Bubba was big down there for a while.
I know, but still, they're the Dolphins, and they're
But you got to understand.
prideful.
You got to understand though that there's a huge group of fans, especially in the Tampa Bay area, that existed before the Bucs had a franchise, and when the Bucs were terrible, the Dolphins were good in the '80s and into the early '90s, and so you've got a lot of that carryover. Front runners. At least they're cheering for the same state. So it's the people that aren't even necessarily were local to Miami. You do have a lot of Miami fans in Tampa.
True. I mean, Ashley's a big-time Dolphin fan, but I was just surprised that a lot of the Bubba Army was Miami fans. I guess. I mean, even like that gentleman that called from Baltimore, he lives in Miami, but he's still a Baltimore fan, and he refuses to believe that Lamar Jackson will go there.
Yeah, well, he's going to get to watch him up close and personal next year.
But I want to, since we're kind of early on too, I'm sure we got by 5,000-6,000 people right now in Tampa listening to us.
It says 4,700 right now on YouTube.
Oh, perfect.
If each person is listening with 99 others.
Well, Blitz just Blitz just sent me the Tampa tracker. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's got a Tampa tracker out. But the big signing for the Buccaneers,
Carl Nassib.
Yeah, Carl Nassib, and I believe it was July 27th, our second time talking about it, that we did call it out, Brian.
Yeah, we did. It was we mentioned it twice that he would be a great addition, and we called it because that's what we do here. We make bold predictions, and they come true.
And they come through all
just
the
like
time.
Just like the Raiders were a dark horse last year. Just like I said.
Here you go, Brian.
Yeah,
they could probably get Nassau, not whatever the fuck his name is,
Nassib.
Yeah, Nassib. They could probably get him for about $2.5-3 million, easy. Maybe even less.
I think they still could get him with it, but even with the signing of Julio Jones.
So there you go.
There you go.
July 27th.
There
Julio
it is.
Jones was signed July 26th, and we said they should. We both said
that they needed. We knew they needed knew they needed help on the D line, and it was. And then when they had the injuries, because they've had a few guys dinged up, it just made sense for them to bring him back.
I believe, because it was like 2 weeks ago, but I didn't have enough time to kind of go through all and I did not think at the time Carl Nassib would be big enough for me to write down the time slot and pull it. But I think 2 weeks ago, when they started having those injuries, we did say again that Carl Nassib's still out there.
Yep.
And he's familiar with the defense.
Yeah, and he would be affordable. Did you ever get any word on what his contract was that he signed? I imagine it's probably like $1.5 million or $2 million.
I think I was talking to Red about it. I think he was saying when he looked it up, it looks like it's like the league's minimum.
Wow, so right around like $800,000.
Yeah, I think he was saying maybe $800,000 to just about $1 million.
Here it is. 1.035 base with a $152,000 signing bonus.
It's a nice signing bonus if you think about it.
I mean, it's what most people earn in 2 years.
Exactly.
3 years for some people. Yeah, that's not a bad signing bonus.
And I think I really think that he enjoyed being in Tampa.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he disliked it here. He just went and chased the money in Oakland because they've been known to give away some cash up there, and they did for him because he did not perform as well up there as he did here. But he's a solid rotational piece, and you need guys like that in order to win in the NFL. You got to have depth.
He's high energy.
Yeah,
when he's out there.
Yeah, no, he's definitely going to help the pass rush. I am interested to see still what happens to JPP and Ndamukong Suh. I'm kind of shocked Suh's not signed, but I imagine he's just waiting to find the best fit for himself.
Yeah, because I guess the talks in Minnesota kind of slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, I can't believe he's still available, quite honestly. And isn't OJB still available?
Yes,
OBJ?
He is. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy to me, too.
I'm surprised someone like the Colts haven't scooped him up.
The Colts, Green Bay. You've got Colts, Green Bay. You got Baltimore. Any team that was in on Julio, why wouldn't they be in on OBJ unless he's looking for just a stupid contract?
That might be it. He might want to go to a bigger market. Maybe he doesn't want to go to a Green Bay or Indianapolis.
I mean, how is he coming back from the torn ACL?
Well, I mean, I want to say they said he's looked good, but I mean, realistically,
I mean, he's not. Godwin and him are within weeks of each other in terms of their recovery. So
I mean, Godwin's been at least practicing. Right now, that means OBJ is what, just kind of hanging out.
I mean, I got to imagine he's working out.
No, I'm saying, but not like with obviously a team.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. I think Green Bay is a good landing spot for him, though. If he can come back and show he's healthy. I think that's the other issue is he doesn't want to take a discounted contract right now. He wants to be able to show once he is able to work out that he can, that he deserves higher end money. But the problem is there's not going to be a lot of teams that have it to give it at that point.
Yeah, I know. It feels like he's waiting a little too long.
Well, I guess it's a timing thing. He can't he's going to miss like the first 4 weeks of the season, almost guaranteed, I would guess.
Well, you figured he would at least sign before the season, and even in those.
Well, but if he
weeks,
signs before the season, nobody's going to give him a huge contract because he hasn't come back yet. Like the Bucs took a huge chance with Godwin, giving him that deal. It was risky because guys don't necessarily come back the way they were before.
Yeah, that's true, especially wide receivers.
Yeah,
with the different cutting and.
Well, it's not. It's just we see it with these older guys. Even a tenth of a second on their 40 time can lead to them not being able to get any separation anymore. Those cornerbacks stay young in the NFL, and the wide receivers, when they get old, it ain't easy.
According to WikiWiki1, he said Von Miller is trying to bring OBJ to Buffalo. That'd be
interesting. That'd be interesting. I don't know that he wants to be there, but who knows?
Well, I mean, if he wants to win another Super Bowl.
Well, he's got one now, right? Like,
yeah.
He's got it.
It's pretty, I mean, that would be a pretty sick team. That would be a scary AFC team, especially if he comes back healthy.
Yeah.
I was trying to look it up. I was trying to see where he was trying to go, but I guess it says landing spots, Saints. Oh, yeah, Saints. And it looks like your boy Jameis is out. He's going to sit out the Packers game. Fuck it. Who cares about Jameis? I kind of wanted to bring up the preseason Bucs-Dolphins game because your boy played a lot. And he looked good.
Blaine Gabbert?
What's your feeling on...
Or Kyle Trask?
Blaine Gabbert.
Which one's my boy?
Blaine Gabbert. Now, what's your opinion on the people that... everyone was kind of on Blaine Gabbert, but then he comes out on a first preseason game and looks like... And now the media's come out and you hear the fans. And you're like, yeah, you know what? It's already... We got Blaine Gabbert because he had a good preseason game.
You're an idiot if you're thinking that.
So, like, you're not putting anything into this whole preseason game.
No, I don't put any value into preseason at all, ever.
Because, I mean, he looked good. Kyle Trask, he looked all right. But, I mean, Blaine Gabbert, they said, looked like he could easily come in as a veteran and replace Tom Brady.
Oh, no, he could easily come in and lead us to 6 wins on the season.
Did you watch that game?
No, I've got better things to do than watch preseason football.
I didn't know if you wanted to study up on your boy Blaine.
I don't want to ever see him play. That makes me not want to watch football. The fact that if Brady goes down, that's our plan B is terrifying to me. It's just like there is no hope to win the Super Bowl if Brady gets hurt.
Oh, I know. I 100% agree. Look, I don't put any energy or excitement into preseason football. Maybe some of those guys that are on the verge of being cut and you kind of don't know who they are and they have a couple flashes and you're like, yeah, he could be a nice little, backup or special teams. But for like a Blaine Gabbert, all of a sudden people start saying that he could easily take over for the Bucs in the media is kind of scary how people are so quick to flip-flop.
That's asinine.
That 100% makes me nervous that they're so sold on him. And I don't know what it is. I mean, what do you think it is? Because it seems like the coaches are sold on him.
I think they've got to be, right? He's who you're riding with, so you got to be positive about it. And he's had a couple, like 2 good games in his NFL career. So out of 37. So maybe he can catch lightning in a bottle and do it again. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of him. I think he had his chance in the league and he flamed out.
I mean,
you know,
he did take over for Colin Kaepernick though. I mean, Colin Kaepernick should be I've seen a couple.
Well,
websites.
Colin, I would feel more confident with Kaepernick as our backup than Gabbert.
No, but without a starter, who would you? Oh, never mind. That's a dumb question to even ask you. I don't know why I just asked you that.
Yeah,
because I already know who you'd pick.
The guy with the 56.3% career completion percentage in the NFL.
Yeah.
No thanks. Or the guy who essentially played really well his whole career and is just now dealing with the repercussions of his freedom of speech.
Yeah. Well, 813-90-BUBBA, 813-90
Who would
Bubba.
you take? Now Kaepernick, look, I'm not saying Kaepernick's this amazing quarterback, but he's a much better quarterback than Blaine Gabbert.
If you put a gun to my head, I'd hope to be able
I would
to
never put a gun to your head.
I'd hope to go get a better backup.
Yeah, but if you had to choose between Colin Kaepernick and Blaine Gabbert, who are you choosing?
I'm hoping I'd probably pick Kaepernick and hope he breaks his ankle and put the backup in. First game, first snap, breaks his ankle, and put whoever we have as a backup in. Kyle Trask, Ryan Griffin, whatever the hell. See, whatever his name is, Brian Griffin.
Are you
from
a
up
Bucs fan or not?
Listen, you know what? At least I get the names right. You know, Griffin, Brian, Ryan. I'm talking to a Brian right now. It's all the same thing. You knew who I was talking about. He wears number 3. He helped Tom Brady off the boat from his tequila shots. See, I'm up on it. Back to another quarterback controversy. What do you think in Carolina? Between Darnold, if pretty much Baker starts, do you see him trading Sam Darnold?
I think Matt Corral's ready to go. He was 1-9 with a sack. I think the future is bright in Carolina. Let that kid just take the reins and run with it. First of all, they're a bunch of punks. And
from the fight?
From multiple fights. So guy got into a little tussle. He actually was playing safety minutes in the last 3 games of the year, was getting on the field for Carolina. I don't remember his name because he's probably going to be cut after this week anyways. But I guess got into a tussle with one of the receivers from the Patriots. So he got kicked out of practice on Tuesday. And then yesterday, or today rather, I think, did like a crackback type block on the guy, knocked him out and stood over him and taunted him, and they got kicked out of practice again. So
pretty nice.
Yeah, they seem like they're a real class act in Carolina right now.
Well, they don't have much.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see them. I don't know. I mean, unless Baker really turns it on, I guess he's looking better than Sam Darnold.
I don't know. Darnold looked better in the preseason game if you're going to put more stock in that. He threw a touchdown pass. He was, 3 of 5 with a touchdown for like 22 yards?
But
I'm joking.
No, I know.
None of it matters.
No, I know it doesn't, but I'm saying right now, I mean, would you, if you were a Carolina fan, feel more comfortable with Baker over Sam
Baker
Darnold?
has a higher ceiling than Darnold, I think, as illustrated by their play thus far in their illustrious careers. But I know that I'm not making the playoffs with either of them.
And then,
so if you're going to lose
with
the young kid, let him take. He's not ready to go. Clearly, Matt Corral.
They won't win a game.
No, but they'll have the number 1 pick for their new head coach next year.
Their new head coach, and then they'll probably take a quarterback and cut them all.
I mean,
what are they going to do? Get an offensive lineman?
What are they going to do? You're going to go. Let's say Baker does well for you, and you guys go 7-10. What does that get you?
Like the head coach, possibly another season. Unless he goes maybe 8-8, but still.
Oh well, he can't go 8-8 unless they.
Oh, sorry, 8-9,
cut a game.
Yeah, or they tie.
8-1.
Yeah, 8-1.
Gosh, what a terrible. Unless you're in the NFC East, that might win you that division in any given year. But what a terrible. Like that's just the worst. Either have your team suck or have them be good. To be completely mediocre is so frustrating.
Well, I'm wondering if Christian's going to be healthy this year.
He will for game 1. We'll see.
And then
after
he's
that,
pretty much done.
He'll be dinged up.
What about the Steelers?
Paper Tiger Christian or Paper Tiger McCaffrey.
He'll blow his knee out. But I haven't really seen much on the Steelers front.
Well, it's looking like Mitchell Trubisky is in the driver's seat to win that starting job. Mason Rudolph just is not gonna win that.
According to this, it says Mason Rudolph takes a backseat to Kenny Pickett.
Oh, Kenny Pickett. That's what I meant. They're gonna go with the younger kid, but
Trubisky's gonna probably be the starter.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think Rudolph's days are definitely numbered there. He just hasn't shown much, and he's a liability because he has no mobility, no ability to stretch out a play at all. And at least with Pickett and with Trubisky, you can get a little bit of a scramble and some stuff out of the pocket. But
it looks like I guess yesterday or today they had Kenny Pickett lead the first team.
Oh,
first team offense.
Well, they may be ready for their rebuild.
Oh, you don't think? I don't
think a rookie quarterback's going into Pittsburgh and doing much. No.
So, I mean, are you confident the Steelers are set with Pickett maybe taking over next year and having Trubisky? Because he signed a 1-year deal?
Who, Mitchell?
Yeah.
I thought it was a 2-year gig, but it may have just been one. I think they're confident with their setup there that they've got Pickett and Trubisky, but it's pretty clear that Mason's got to go.
And I guess, they're pretty much set on their quarterback, but talking about the NFL still, the Patriots, did you hear that the Patriots are having like a really shitty preseason? Like there's just like they're looking to be like really bad this year.
I don't know. They're ever going to be really bad with Belichick there. I don't buy that. If there was any season that they were going to be really bad, it would have been last season with a rookie quarterback.
I thought the year that they had Cam starting, I thought that was going to be a really bad year for him. They were running the ball the whole time. They weren't even really throwing it because his arm didn't work. But yeah. If they come out, if they have another bad year, since I think the owner says we haven't been to the playoffs, in 3-4 years?
It's been 3 because it would have been Brady's last year there.
A playoff win, right?
Yeah.
Do you see Bill Belichick getting fired from New England?
No.
So you think he has like almost a lifetime contract with them?
I think so long as he wants to be there, he'll be there. I think that him and the Kraft family are close like that, and that he's not going anywhere.
But you don't think he looks at it, Kraft, and looks at and goes, maybe it was all Tom Brady?
No. Look, they're in a tough division now. Miami, even if Tua is not good, is still got enough weapons around him to be a decent team. Their floor is probably 6 wins, and their ceiling is probably 11. So they've got talent on that roster. Obviously, Buffalo, everybody's got them pegged as the team most likely to have the best record in football this season, and then you've got New England, and obviously the Jets are going to be a laughing stock again.
Which the MILF Hunter,
yeah,
I guess he's
injured
out,
his knee. He's probably 4 weeks. They said.
Was it his meniscus?
Yeah, he tore his meniscus. Surgery went well. It's not a big deal surgery, but
Joe Flacco's starting, right?
Yeah, they're going with Flacco. Although Mike White is a serviceable quarterback for them
for the 1 week,
but I think they don't want him to come out and look. They don't want a quarterback controversy. It's easy to say Flacco's too old, whatever. Zach Wilson's our future, but you've got another young quarterback there in Mike White, and he goes out there and outperforms Wilson again. You could have some problems there.
I think Matt White had a one game wonder, and that was pretty much it. Isn't that what it was? Wasn't that what it is?
I thought he had 2 good games.
Did he?
Yeah.
I remember everyone was talking about him just being such a great, and he started getting cocky too.
I don't know that he got cocky.
It looked like he was getting a little cocky.
What gives you that impression?
When he was doing gun salutes and, kind of the way he was talking on the media.
Like having fun on
Yeah, we don't do that because it's not a fun league. NFL is no fun league. All right?
Yeah.
Let's go to 704. Talk about 2 other things in the NFL. 704.
I heard you guys are talking about the Panthers.
What's up, Hinstar?
We were just talking about how they're a bunch of punks and punking out at practice and probably going to lose a good backup safety because he's an idiot.
Christian McCaffrey knocked to the ground, possible injury, fan injured during scuffle at practice. Well, looks like Christian. Breaking news 2 hours ago from ESPN. Looks like Christian McCaffrey might be out.
I haven't been watching any sports.
Well, it's not sports. It's preseason football. Let's be clear on that.
Yeah. And this is practice.
We're not talking about sports. We're talking about preseason football.
I mean, there's a chance Christian McCaffrey might not even make it to week 1.
I mean, I always thought like week 4 or 5 he'd be on the DL anyways, or injured reserve. Sorry, the DL, injured reserve.
Yeah.
That's how he is. He's always injured. Should have traded him 3 years ago.
Yeah, when he had value still, yeah.
Now we're
stuck with him, and he's always injured, and who knows what's going to happen with that. Hey, what about this epic choke job by the Yankees? Pretty nice to see, huh?
Epic?
I mean, there's been some epic MLB ones, but
I mean, they still have a 9.5 game lead. What choke job specifically are you referencing?
I'm telling you, I don't think they're going to win that division.
Yeah, who do you think's going to pass them?
Baltimore Orioles.
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, okay, they might win it by like 1 or 2 games, but in Baltimore, it's just the Toronto's coming up. I'm telling you.
Toronto, the 2-8 over their last 10 games. Toronto, that team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's the epic because the Yankees are 2-8 over their last 10 too.
That's what I'm just telling you, man. Something about this Yankees team. Telling you.
No, listen, they definitely were playing above their heads, and we said that. I didn't think they were as good as their record indicated. They're still not a bad team. The problem, this is the problem with trying to catch them. I mean, Tampa Bay and Toronto still have to play a ton of games against each other. Tampa Bay and Boston have to play a ton of games against each other. Toronto has a bunch of games left to play in division. And so when you have that type of 9-game lead with 45 games left, it's really hard to blow that type of lead. I know it's been done. I know we've seen teams collapse in the past, but I mean, all the Yankees really have to do is beat the Rays tonight, and they're back up to 10, and that's the closest anybody could be to them, and that's This
is like your Jameis Winston take. I'm just telling you, something's going to happen. It just
what was my Jameis Winston take?
That he sucks? That he's awful?
He's like an all-star.
He didn't look. First of all, no all-star. Okay, he looked.
All-star.
He looked serviceable in the way they were protecting him and not asking him to do jack shit. Yes,
Brian. When was he? When did you call him an all-star?
No, I never said he was an all-star.
I hope not.
You said that he was going to be the next coming of.
No, I said he was going to do well.
Terrible.
I said he was going to do well in New Orleans, and he did okay. His numbers weren't bad before he blew out his knee.
Well, come on. Do you not think the Panthers should be a wild card at least?
No.
Wild card? What the fuck are you smoking?
What makes you think that they have wild card potential?
My heart.
The Saints have more of a wild card chance than they do.
Yeah, the Saints have way more of a wild card chance than the Panthers.
Kamara's suspended. Which,
we don't
know about that.
I'm telling you, between the Yankees and the Panthers, something's going to happen. I'm telling you.
Oh, something will happen. Mark that down.
Something's going to happen.
Something will happen.
I guess I got to go find this clip and cut it now. So when something happens to the Yankees,
something
I can
will happen.
Replay it.
No, he said it. It doesn't matter what it is, but something will happen.
The Panthers, I think, could sneak into the wild card. I honestly think that. I'm not saying that there's. I'm just telling you. I think something's going to happen there. I'm telling you. I think we're going to surprise some people.
Yeah, well, listen, I kind of want to get to it because you're on.
But based on what, though? Let's start with that. What are you basing they're going to surprise some people with?
I just think with Baker as the starting quarterback and hopefully a shakeup. I mean, listen, we go as far as our offensive line, like any football team, but we've made some improvements there. I'm just telling you, I think that we're going to be a wild card team. I think some other teams are going to slip up.
Can you name the team in the NFC that has the same exact odds right now of making the playoffs as the Carolina Panthers?
Can I take a guess? And I'm not looking.
Yeah,
the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, it's
I
the
was
Detroit
actually going to say
Lions.
the Detroit Lions.
They're both plus 400. Yeah.
Hey, so that makes you look even smarter when that happens.
When who? The Lions make the playoffs? Because I think that's more likely than the Panthers.
Yeah, I'd bet on Jared Goff right now.
I would bet on the young talent that Detroit has all over the field there over the shit show of failed quarterbacks that are trotting out in Carolina. Blaine Gabbert might win the starting job in Carolina. That's how bad your quarterbacks are.
He looks so good.
Wow,
preseason one.
Take right there.
That's a super hot take.
You were talking about Blaine Gabbert, weren't you?
Yeah, that he sucks dick.
I was sticking with I would rather start Colin Kaepernick than Blaine Gabbert.
That was his hot take right there.
I don't know what to say after that.
Yeah, well, guess what? I'm just going to ask you one question. It's going to be quick because everyone hates basketball, and you're the only person that listens to this freaking show that likes basketball. LeBron James just re-signed for 2 years.
It's actually with a third-year player option.
Oh, wow.
So they're going to keep him forever.
What's it, 41 million a year?
91 and a half over 2 years with 97.1, almost 50 million a year with a third-year player option.
Now, he's definitely worth that. With that being said, the Lakers team is maybe a play-in game. They're just like the Hornets, basically, of the West.
Wait, hold on.
West a little bit of a deeper conference. However, with that being said, Anthony Davis is always injured. They haven't settled this Westbrook situation. They don't have a deep team as far as veteran talent that can shoot the ball and facilitate around LeBron James. And Anthony Davis, once again, doesn't want to play center. I just think they're going to be maybe at best the 7th or 6th seed in the West.
Oh, I don't disagree at all. They don't have enough young talent around LeBron, contributory talent to
Jr. and who they get him, and they just signed a bunch of younger guys, a couple two-ways, and then they're hanging their hopes on this Talon Horton Tucker guy who he's hot trash.
So
hot trash.
I'd understand. Okay, listen. Now Jordan, back when he was 38. He led, I believe, the Bulls to a championship right around that time. I believe.
The game.
And I would understand.
Yeah,
and I'd understand if Jordan got $35 million. You're going to pay a guy $49 million to hope to make the playoffs. Is that what you're telling me?
Just how deep the. But that's just how.
No, that's just how shitty the NBA is.
No, the NBA is a shit show, man.
That's how shitty the NBA is.
The contracts are stupid.
So what Jordan could have, and if he had just deflation and everything else, man, LeBron's like severely underpaid.
Underpaid.
Hold on. I'm going to tell you something now.
I honestly think that.
Hey,
the player salaries haven't really.
And I will say this: LeBron James's game has not fallen off dramatically. He's still playing at a high caliber level.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a team around him. What I'm trying to say is that you're trying to compare him to Jordan and the Bulls, where he got 35. Okay, let's say they give Jordan $50 million at the time. You still thought the Bulls were going to win the whole thing. You just said, well, they paid him almost $50 million, and hopefully they make the playoffs.
I'm just talking about what he generates off the court, revenue-wise, and everything else. But no, on the court, LeBron, he's still a top. I think he's a top 5-6 player in the league right now. He's fantastic for his age and everything. However, that cast around him, AD isn't that guy. Westbrick, you can call him that. Then he'll get triggered and cry about it on Twitter. And then that surrounding cast around him is garbage. Hot garbage.
I mean, LeBron's efficiency last season would have put him at number 4 in the league in terms of player efficiency. If he had qualified, he just didn't play in enough games.
Of course.
And that's another thing with the NBA. These players aren't playing enough games. I just can't wait for this next season.
Well, like porn stars, they have load management.
Yeah. I'm doing load management down here in Florida, man.
Yeah, I heard that. You're down there managing everybody's loads.
Yeah, I bet you are. Brian, he's going to be at the baseball game.
Yeah, he's going to be doing some load management there, too.
Yeah, he is. He's coming up.
Hey,
well, okay, thank you, Henstar. We really appreciate it.
Take care.
Go play with your tennis racket.
Go have fun with your load management.
Yeah, your load management. Go load it up. I still think that's a little. I mean, look, I know LeBron James. A lot of people say he's the best player ever, but for the Lakers,
nobody says that with a straight face any longer.
Well,
I mean, I think I will say
does.
this: physically, he's the most dynamic player in NBA history. He literally. And I know, Magic Johnson could play center. No, he could not play center at the all-pro level that LeBron James could if he had to.
Hold on. So you're saying in the center, right? Now, obviously, I don't like today's basketball, and you could prove me wrong.
It's a different game. It's terrible.
Yes, but hold on. So you're saying Shaq in his prime versus LeBron down in the paint.
No. Shaq's destroying him. I'm saying LeBron could play the position, though, at a very high level.
But would he be would he be an average?
I mean, Shaq in his prime against Magic Johnson. What do you think's happening there?
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying because like people say like, oh, you can play center. Like Shaq obviously could not do is what I understand what you're saying. Like LeBron playing a power forward, Hinstar 3,000 bits. Thank you, Hinstar. I understand what you're saying about playing different positions. But nowadays, you can put almost anyone, I feel, in center because they're not physical.
And here's the other, like somebody just said in chat, LeBron would get destroyed in the 90s NBA. No, he wouldn't, because he would be playing like a 90s NBA player, and he physically had the tools. LeBron, actually, his skill set is wasted in this era of the NBA. He would have been the most dominant freak of nature player in the 80s and 90s. Absolutely wasted his career when it's all about shooting and skill and no defense gets played. But if LeBron came up at a time with that fire, with that energy, with that desire of the 80s and 90s NBA, oh man.
You see, but Brian, there's one thing I disagree with. I don't think he would have been as muscular. I feel like the workout regimens.
No, his body was, dude. He looked like he was more muscular than most NBA players when he was 18 years old.
That was still that was the era of everyone has to get big. Like in baseball, that was a steroid era.
I don't know, man.
He was 18 when I was a freshman.
He had the frame. I'm just saying he would have been something to watch. I just don't like the argument that says he would have never done anything in the bullshit. Because he's still freaking as talented as ever. He probably physically the most gifted NBA player in the history of the game.
I think his size, if he played in the 80s and 90s, would have been similar to a Karl Malone. Karl Malone and him are pretty much the same size, but Karl Malone obviously
Malone didn't have the just natural athleticism that LeBron.
No, I'm saying size-wise, muscular, height.
Similar.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're the same height. And they're around the same weight. I just think LeBron has a lot more muscle mass because I think the workout and everything is way different nowadays.
No, I didn't say best player ever. You don't put words in my mouth.
You didn't say that.
I said, and nobody's making that with a straight face. I think there was a point in time when it was up for debate whether he could go down as the best player ever. That ship has sailed, in my opinion, based upon the last 4 or 5 seasons of his career. But with that being said, he's still so efficient as an offensive player in a league where defense doesn't matter at all.
They shoot threes.
I mean, it's just threes.
When you argue with a person that likes basketball, all they say is that it's because they're so much better shooters than the 80s and 90s, and that's why. And it's full of shit. Like they're like, oh, Jordan was a horrible 3-point shooter. Okay, so does that make him shitty? They're like, oh, well, they were just like, that's all the guys shoot for. So if all you did was literally shoot for threes, you're going to be a lot better than that. You know what I mean? Back then, they weren't just popping threes from 25 feet out.
Well, they were also playing much more physical defense. They were allowed to hand check. I mean, there was a lot. It was a different game. I will say, though, the illegal defenses, Jordan definitely benefited from the illegal defense call. The lack of an ability to play off, you had to play man-to-man. You could not help off of anybody in the NBA back then, and it put a premium on defense.
Oh, it did. 7-2-7. I agree with you, Brian.
Basketball was 10 times better back then. And did you guys know that Matt Geiger is running for Pasco County School Board?
Makes sense. Is he a former military vet? Then he's automatically qualified, apparently.
Yeah, no shit.
Wait,
what the fuck is that about?
Wait, what happened?
So if you are
Matt Geiger,
yeah,
he's running for a school district. I think it's number 3 in Pasco County.
Yeah, but he ex-military. You said, Brian?
No.
I know he's not. Though,
I was making a joke.
Oh, so I thought he was faking, you know what I mean? I'm like, he's a basketball player.
DeSantis is hiring anybody right now
because they're desperate. Because they're desperate for teachers. Dude, it's a different Matt Geiger. Is that the player? He looks like shit.
Is he really? Is it really him?
Yeah, it's him. But
when he moved from Pinellas County, he moved up to Pasco, where his dad lived his entire life.
Wow.
And now he's running for friggin' school.
Yeah, he's running next week. Are you voting for him?
No, hell no.
Oh, okay.
I love his brother, but I don't like him.
What did he do to you?
Yeah.
At his birthday party, he called me kid.
Oh. Are you younger than him?
We're 5 years apart or so, but he's like 7 feet taller than me.
Oh, he's running under that loopy, they're grooming our children, we need to defund the schools type of platform. That's a really good one. I'm a product of the public school system. Are you a product of the public school system, Lummy?
No.
No? You went private?
Yeah.
Oh, you rich fucker.
No, he's not rich. It's just, different school system. It wasn't my choice. I tried to go to a public school system in high school.
Yeah.
I couldn't get kicked out of my school.
Speaking of which, how'd you like that little water spout in Reddington Beach that I sent you?
Yeah, I saw that one. That was pretty cool. I saw it on Fox 13, too. I thought it was yours, but so I guess someone else was down there taking it because Fox 13
they took it
reposted
from Reddington Shores, and I was right there, Reddington Beach.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Did it get on the beach?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
And people were sitting there in the sand, and they got friggin' pelted.
That would have been a blitz. Hold on. Are you sure this is Matt Geiger?
Yeah, that's him, dude.
Right here?
Yeah.
That guy?
Yeah, that's what he turned into.
No, okay, this is a big joke.
No, you should see his brother. His brother looks just like him, except he's got hair.
No, this guy right here? Brian, you read this thing, right? He earned a bachelor, Slippery Rock University. Oh, come on, guys.
It's not the same Matt Geiger.
It's not the same Matt Geiger. Are you fucking with me?
I have no idea. I had to call.
Geiger's career experience includes working as a teacher at a juvenile justice school, English as a second language, and he worked as director of the YMCA.
I said it's not the same Matt Geiger.
But I thought you were joking.
No, I was having fun with it after the fact.
But then he kind of felt like he was
he legitimately just saw the name and assumed it was the same guy. It is not Matt Geiger. I knew Matt Geiger wants nothing to do with the school board position.
I was about to say, man, that guy's really rich.
God, you're gullible.
No, dude, you were going with it.
Yeah, you were going with it.
All right, good call. But he knew.
He was going with it.
I was like, this is not the same guy. I was like, if that's him, he looks like shit.
You got to think, I just Googled it. So I was going off you, and I thought you were saying, like, it could be that he does look like shit. I mean,
it could be, but he looked like shit, and his like face went weird.
Well, the one picture I pulled up when I typed in Matt Geiger was him with this huge gash on his forehead. So I'm like, okay, maybe he looks like, he's got a bunch of scars and looks like shit, but well, whatever. Yeah, good call, thanks. Yeah, Slippery Rock University. Back to the NFL, since we touched our one and only basketball topic for the next 9 months. What did you think about the Chargers re-signing Derwin James to that record deal? $76.4 million, highest paid safety.
I will say this.
Do you think he's worth it? 19 million a year.
Safety is a premium position in this modern NFL. You lock him up and you get him for his best years, and then he's I don't necessarily disagree with it, and I think if they waited another year or two to lock him up further, it would have cost them a whole lot more, because the NFL salary cap is going to shoot up here in the next two seasons or so.
When is that coming back down that they're going to raise it up?
It's like 2 years. It's going to be within 2 years. It's going to be way high. So I think it's not a bad move. I think you're going to start to see $20 million safety contracts, because it has become it used to be an afterthought position, Yeah. Like, you're a little too slow to play corner. You're a little too big to play corner. You're a little too small to play linebacker. Let's make you a safety.
Yeah.
But now it's
kind
become,
of Lynch was.
Yeah. But now it's become such a premium position in football that you can't even dream about winning a Super Bowl if you don't have a solid safety.
I just looked when Derwin James, and I remember because he went to Florida State from Haines City, and I remember when the Bucs drafted Vita Vea, I was a little disappointed. I kind of wish they got Derwin James, but I think Vita Vea, I think he was worth the pick now.
Oh, definitely.
But like I'm saying, his first year, you were kind of looking, going like,
well, and then he got injured too, right?
Yeah,
so it was, no, Vea is absolute. He's such a force on the interior line. I mean, you got to account for him, and then he's athletic enough they can put him out wide. I mean, they can do a lot with him.
I just kind of like looking back at these drafts sometimes, especially when I see the Browns that have usually like 3-4 draft picks in a thing. This year they drafted Baker Mayfield and Denzel Ward with the number 4 pick. Josh Allen, good pick, and then Josh Rosen with the Cardinals.
Well, he's bounced around. He's played for more NFL teams than most players get to in their career.
Is he still in the NFL?
I think somebody's got him on a practice squad, or somebody's got him somewhere, right?
Let's see here. Let me click on his name. Let me find him. Number 10.
He signed a 1-year deal with the Cleveland Browns.
Wow. Look at his team. Cardinals, Dolphins, Bucks, 40. Wow, that's...
I mean, he's played for quite a few franchises.
And he's only 25.
Yeah, six teams before his 26th birthday.
Sam Darnold in 3. Wow. Bradley Chubb. Not bad. What was it? Josh Johnson. How is that? I see. I need you to explain it to me again, if you can. How is someone like that guy literally can play, what, on almost every team now and just keep getting jobs and just always be a backup?
Because he's a professional and he's a solid enough backup that he doesn't create a quarterback controversy for you. And
he got cut.
He did?
He got cut by the Lions.
No, you're right, though. Why is he still in the league? He's terrible. His career stats make Blaine Gabbert look like he's a superstar. He's 1-8 in his career as a starter, 58% completion, 13 TDs versus 16 picks. He throws a pick every 4.5% of the time.
Career time, he's played for 14 teams.
He also played for the San Diego Fleet of the AAF.
Oh, nice.
And the Los Angeles Wildcats of the XFL.
In 2020.
Yeah.
It looks like he's made in his career $9.1 million.
It's pretty good.
For being, 27?
It's not bad.
But it looks like...
He's 36.
Oh, he got Chase Daniels, who's a backup. Who's taken snaps in 70 games, has made $41 million over his career.
Jesus.
Now,
well, a lot of that though. He did get first round money though, right? Out of Missouri.
Chase Daniels, did he? I thought he dropped.
I thought he
dropped and he was with Saints because the Saints had Brees for the longest time.
I thought that he got picked. Maybe it was second round that he got drafted. When did he get drafted?
I don't know. Oh, career history. No.
Undrafted.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah,
wow.
They signed him.
That's impressive.
Yeah, the Redskins signed him to the practice squad.
Yeah, and then he latched on with the Saints
for
4 Good for
years?
him, man. 6'0", and he's made $40 million.
He's still on the Chargers. He picks the teams that are perfect backups. Look, if you look at Redskins, obviously practice squad, but then he sat behind Drew Brees with the Saints.
Which he's actually his comparables are to Drew Brees. I mean, that's kind of the quarterback that he would be most like if you had to say who's Chase Daniels like.
Yeah, he's a little fatter.
Now.
Yeah, well, because he sits as a backup. Because you look, he goes Saints, then he goes to the Chiefs, and I think that's when they had Alex Smith.
He looks like a sawed-off Ben Roethlisberger.
Yes, actually, that's a good point. He does, right? Yeah, and then he went to the Eagles, back to the Saints, the Bears. The Lions, and now he's back in. I mean, he's not going to get in with the Chargers unless Herbert gets hurt.
But he's there if they need him.
But that stuff makes me
He's a Super
crazy.
Bowl. He's a Super Bowl champion, man.
What, he went with the Saints?
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
$41 million, and he's. Do you see his stats?
Yeah, 8 touchdowns versus 7 interceptions. He's thrown 261 pass attempts in NFL games. So he's made what? Does that work out to $41 million? He's made like $200,000 a pass attempt or something like that.
Fuck! Why couldn't I get that job, Ryan? Why couldn't you get that job too? I mean, these career backups, they just blow my mind how they just jump around. I really don't get it. But I mean, I guess that's going to be like someone like a Brian. What's his name again? Our fourth-string quarterback,
Ryan Griffin.
Ryan Griffin. I knew it rhymed with your name, Ryan Griffin. Like those guys just. It seems. I don't know. I get if Josh Johnson at this point gets picked up, then there's something that the teams are doing to just have him play, and I think some. Oh, he's on the Broncos now. What? Donkey T said he's on the Broncos now.
Oh, wow.
So he's definitely not going to play because Russell Wilson with his swagger. I mean, Russell Wilson looks like he's the happiest he's ever been. Did you see him, I guess, drive into the game or whatever? Or no? Are you okay, Brian?
Sorry, I got a text.
Oh,
did I see Russell Wilson drive into the game?
We got an emergency.
In his own
we got
jersey?
an emergency now. Detroit Lions cut to 85 way Brady Breeze and Josh Johnson.
Is that from this season?
August 17, 2022 at 8.
How's he on every team in the league?
I don't know.
We had him on the Chargers, then you said the Broncos, and now you're saying he just got cut by who? The Lions?
Yeah.
All right, maybe there's more than one Josh Johnson.
Well, I typed, see if you look here, Josh Johnson, the only guy I get up is this guy, and it's all over cutting here. And
Can
then
we confirm that it's the Josh Johnson?
Well, I mean,
can you go to the news story and read it?
I just was trying.
Like a real news story?
The SB Nation.
Mm-hmm.
Who's this guy?
Well, why don't we read the article and then we can find out, buddy?
Waving safety. Oh, rookie wide receiver Josh Johnson.
There you go.
Okay, so
there's more than one Josh Johnson.
He didn't get cut though, so he's still on the Broncos.
Yeah. Yeah, he's an amazing testament to perseverance.
Yet he's only made $9 million.
But he's played in 3 leagues. Who can say that?
That's another good. Well,
Johnny Manziel.
There you go. Yeah, he played in the Canadian Football League.
I heard that Carolina's taking a good look at Johnny.
Oh, it'd be Baker Mayfield and Johnny Manziel would be the perfect thing.
Yeah. They want all the flame-out quarterbacks from the Browns.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of flame-out quarterbacks for the Browns. I was looking at that the other day.
All of them in their entire history, with the exception of maybe Otto Graham?
No. Bernie Kosar.
Yeah, he was okay. He wasn't great.
He got him to the playoffs.
He was okay. He wasn't great. He definitely wasn't great.
All right, let's play the Cleveland Browns, how shitty their quarterbacks have been.
Yeah, let's look at their quarterback
and we'll
history.
We'll start in the 80s when I think the Browns still were kind of technically relevant. No, you know what? Fuck that. We'll do it when they actually came back to the league. 99, Tim Couch. Not good. Doug Peterson.
He's a better coach than he was a quarterback.
Back to Tim Couch. Kelly Holcomb. Okay, hold on. Jeff Garcia.
Yeah.
Trent Dilfer.
Uh-huh.
Charlie Fry.
Uh-huh.
Derek Anderson. Brady Quinn. Colt McCoy. Jake Delhomme. Brandon Whedon.
Seneca Wallace.
Thad Lewis.
Who could forget Thad Lewis?
Seneca Wallace again. Jason Campbell. Braden Whedon. Brian Hoyer. Johnny Manziel. Connor Shaw.
Yeah.
Josh McCown.
Johnny Manziel.
Austin Davis. What an illustrious career he had. He's an offensive coordinator now at with the Auburn.
Undrafted out of Southern Miss and somehow managed to start 2 games for the Cleveland
Cody
Browns.
Kessler.
Actually, he played quite a bit, Austin Davis.
Did he?
Yeah, his NFL career stats: 236 completions, 378 pass attempts, 13 to 12 touchdown interception rate. He's probably better than Blaine Gabbert.
Hold on, who did he play for that much?
I don't know. He was with the Rams, the Dolphins, the Rams, the Browns, the Broncos, the Seahawks, and the Titans. He got, looks like most of his work in his career.
Oh, St. Louis
in 2014.
Oh,
he
that was the year.
He actually went over 2,000 yards in just 8 starts.
That was when, Sam Bradford, that's right, Sam Bradford went down.
Yeah.
And then
I remember that Austin Davis kid came out of nowhere. I do vaguely remember his name now.
And then they got to the third because Sean Hill got injured. He was their third-string quarterback.
Yeah.
And I guess he's used that to go, wow, man, see the Browns know how to sign them. They're really
They do know how to go through quarterbacks. They do.
Don't forget Kaiser.
Yeah, who could forget
Kevin
Hogan?
And Baker.
Deshaun Kaiser. Jeez Louise, man. You would think that these were names from 1987. That's how forgettable these fuckers are.
Yeah, because
11 touchdowns, 24 interceptions in his career with a 53% completion percentage. This was somebody who the Cleveland Browns thought enough of to draft in the 2nd round of the NFL draft.
Out of Notre Dame.
Wow.
That's a quarterback college right there, Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Can you name the last Notre Dame quarterback that was even good?
Gosh.
Joe Montana?
I mean... But just the Browns, just a list, at least.
Oh no! I mean,
at least Baker Mayfield brought stability to the position for 4 seasons for them. But what a list of losers!
I mean, I thought the Bucs were bad for a while.
But the Bucs list makes at least Jameis Winston is memorable.
Josh
Seneca
Freeman,
Wallace.
memorable.
I mean, Colt McCoy, Brandon Weeden, Jason Campbell, Brian Hoyer, Connor Shaw. It's just a list of. Are you sure those are you sure they were ever in the NFL?
Well, I like how they went back to veterans in 05-06 when they did the Trent Dilfer, Charlie Fry.
Yeah, I mean, that made more sense than what they were doing.
And the Jeff Garcia.
But man, even going back, like Bernie Kosar, like you said, at least he had stability at the position. But
yeah, he was there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. With then a Vinny Testaverde kickoff after Vinny Testaverde left the Bucks.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they had like a rule that their quarterbacks had to have perms back then. Like it was a steadfast dress code. You know, like the Yankees wouldn't allow sideburns or anything like that. So I guess the Cleveland Browns had that rule there. But I mean, Bernie Kosar, by all measures, was extremely mediocre as a quarterback. And the fact that you named him as the last great, so his career record, you ready for this? 53, 54, and 1. A game below 500 in his career, okay? He threw 2.6% interception percentage, 124 touchdowns versus 87 picks. Just a career QB rating. I don't even think they rated him back then.
I don't think they did either.
Yeah, but I mean, just not that impressive of a quarterback. He had like one good season.
And then he gave the reins to Vinny Testaverde that pretty much had the Browns move to Baltimore.
I just the fact that Bernie Kosar is arguably the greatest Browns quarterback outside of Otto Graham back in their 46 40s. To 55.
Hold on, let's see. Are you familiar with Frank Ryan?
Who could forget him?
Or Brian
Jim Nanowski?
Brian Sipe? He looked like he played a while there. He played for 5 years.
Mitt Plum.
He played in the USFL too.
Yeah,
no. This is pathetic. I really did think the Bucs
Browns'
were bad.
history is just so fucking laughable. Like Bernie Kosar is the greatest quarterback they had in their franchise's history. I would honestly venture to say, looking at this list, Baker Mayfield is the second best quarterback ever to start for the Cleveland Browns.
Hold on, most games started in winning percentage here, right here. Brian Sipe, most games started. He had a 509 winning percentage with a Bernie Kosar kicker at 510, played 100. Frank Ryan, Otto Graham, Tim Couch with a 373 win percentage.
Baker Mayfield's up there, like all-time great Brown quarterbacks.
There we go. Baker
Bill
Mayfield's
Nelson.
Career win percentage 492.
Yeah, I mean, right there with Bernie Kosar's career. Now, career with he did lose 3 games with Miami after he left Cleveland, so he is a below 500 quarterback for his career. But with Cleveland, he was 51%.
Oh man, look at Cody Kessler. 0.
Otto Graham was a stud for them, though, man. 57, 13, and 1.
Well, Cody Kessler, 8 games, 0-8, 0.0. That's pretty bad.
That's painful, man. Luke McCown was 0-4 with them. Yeah, Cody Kessler, 0-8. You got Jason Campbell, 1-7. Doug Peterson, 1-7. I mean, they even Jeff Garcia was 3-7 with them. Josh McCown, 1-10. Trent Dilfer, 4-7. I mean,
I was. You know what? I think the reason I got on this quarterback thing, and I want to talk about the Browns and Watson, because they were showing that the Bucks in their first and second year, the stats had probably the worst offense. They didn't score an offensive touchdown. I think it was like the first 5 games. And they had 4 different quarterbacks, and I think between the 4 quarterbacks, they had 3 passing touchdowns.
Wow.
The defense scored more touchdowns than the offense. That's bad. But see, now you go back, it's in the 70s, and now you look at this, and you got a guy, Cody Kessler, that's 0-8, who's playing for the Browns in 2016, and he goes 0-8.
Okay, so here's where the Bucs beat out. You know, they had Doug Williams, they had Vinny Testaverde, who, you know, was okay. I know he played 1 season. Trent Dilfer was okay for them. Brad Johnson was very serviceable for them. And then you had Jameis and Tom Brady. I mean, the Bucs quarterback history is so much better.
Whoa. You forgot a couple
Josh Freeman.
quarterbacks.
I forgot Josh Freeman.
But you forgot other ones. Steve DeBerg.
Mm-hmm.
I have to look this up. Craig Erickson.
Yeah, no, I glossed over them, yes.
Oh, Steve Young.
Well,
Steve Spurrier.
all the Steves. I was talking about quarterbacks that made like a meaningful contribution to the Buccaneers.
Jack Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you can't forget Gary Huff.
Jerry Galstein?
Yeah.
Galstein?
In 83. But you're forgetting about Gary Huff.
Oh.
He was a veteran that came in 77.
How about Jeb Blount or Jeb Blunt? Huh?
He was good.
He was. His career consisted of a season with Oakland, a season with Tampa Bay, a season off, and then a practice squad member of the Denver Broncos. He won a Super Bowl championship, though, in Super Bowl 11 with the Raiders.
Well, listen, Gary Huff led the Bucs to their first win in Buccaneers history.
Yeah, who could forget
that? And I
that?
believe that the Bucs traded a pretty high draft pick for him. And you know what his career highlights are? 16 touchdowns and 50 interceptions. I mean, how could you forget him?
Well, how could you? How dare I?
I mean, come on.
And you know what's funny? As terrible as the list of Buccaneers quarterbacks are, it still blows the Cleveland Browns out. The fifth best quarterback to play for the Bucs would have been the second best quarterback to play for the Browns. Josh Freeman, they would love to have had Josh Freeman.
Oh, yeah, I mean, yes. You know I praise Josh Freeman, but realistically, those couple years when he was with the Bucs, he would have been a good quarterback for the Browns those years.
Yeah, I mean,
he had weapons.
His numbers were as good as just about all but Baker Mayfield and Otto Graham in the time he was in it's astounding how terrible the Browns organization has been. Now, I will say they have Deshaun Watson. I think he is definitely still a top 5 quarterback in the league, and he has a very good chance to lead them to some big things there.
I just want to name one quarterback that I'm going to remember, so I have the stat, is Parnell Dickinson.
Parnell Dickinson.
He was a 7th-round pick out of Mississippi Valley State. He played one season for the Bucs, 1-5, and by the way, he only played one game. So it was 1 TD, 5 interceptions. Oof. Quarterback rating 25 points. He retired after his one season.
When did he play for the Bucs?
1976.
Wow. Yeah, there he is, along with Terry Hanratty.
He opened up 2 daycare centers once he retired.
It was probably a good call.
Oh man, but going back to the Browns, I want to talk to you. So what's with Deshaun Watson? Do you see it being he is going to get that 1 year?
No,
because everyone keeps talking about
There'll
that.
be a lawsuit and an injunction and an appeal of the appeal. No, not at all. I think 8 games, and I think they're going to agree to it. I think they'll reach a settlement for 8 games.
Sorry, I'm being like you now. But like Bubba said too, we're just hanging out. So because it seems like the NFL really wants that 1 year, and like you said,
the NFL really wants the public outcry over it to die down. The NFL does not give a fuck what happens to Deshaun Watson in terms of his penalty. They don't care. They don't fucking care. If they cared, they would have just levied down the penalty the way they could. They chose to go this route, and now they want to play this game of, well, we're going to appeal it, even though there's no real grounds to appeal it because we're just unhappy with the outcome. It's stupid.
So is that pretty much why you haven't heard anything? Because they're just hoping that once the season starts, they'll come out and just
Time's
say,
on their side, man. Let him serve the 6-game suspension. People have a short memory, okay?
That's what I'm saying.
People
right now, let the season start.
Didn't Tyreek Hill have some shit?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Wasn't his shit pretty significant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how about Alvin Kamara?
Nobody gives a fuck.
How about Alvin Kamara? I'm like, he's going to be suspended. Oh, they may wait till the end of next season to suspend him. The guy beat the shit out of the guy in Vegas because he wanted to get on.
New Orleans is an important market for the NFL, and they need that to do well. I mean, look, people's memories are short. Okay? Rage is there for a while. It wears off pretty damn quick. The rage cycle can only last so long because it requires so much energy.
Listen, I forgot he beat the shit out of a guy in the off season.
Yeah, Kamara in Vegas. Yeah, no, he destroyed the guy.
And all the guy wanted to do is get on the same elevator as him.
Yeah.
I don't think he even asked for an autograph.
So Hill, in 2014, threw his pregnant girlfriend around like a rag doll, punched her in the face, sat on her, punched her in the stomach, and choked her.
Oh. That seems like a nice
guy. He pleaded
guy.
guilty to domestic assault and battery by strangulation.
I don't remember all that stuff.
Yeah, that was pre-draft.
But he denied these allegations.
Look, that's my whole point about all. No, he didn't. He pled guilty. He didn't deny shit.
No. I'm saying he came out. I'm reading. He said he came out on his Twitter and said that they were all false allegations.
On Twitter?
Yeah.
Well, in court, he pled fucking guilty.
We believe it. Evans, blah, blah, blah. Hill has denied these child abuse allegations, calling them false. In a statement he tweeted. And then I guess it said, understanding that the boy turned 4 this month and is safe and his care is being directed and monitored.
Then he was investigated for child abuse.
Hold on.
He broke the kid's arm.
That's the one I'm reading about.
Yeah.
I'm reading the child. Hold on. You're reading a different one before?
No, 2014, yes.
Oh, I'm reading 2019.
Apparently he wanted to beat the baby while it was in the womb and once it came out.
Jesus Christ. He was never suspended. So he had 2 things against him?
Yeah.
You never hear about that.
No, that's my whole point. People are selective in their outrage, and the outrage only lasts for a very brief period of time. Now, the way the NFL handled Tyreek Hill, his domestic assault in college, they didn't let him show up at the combine. He wasn't expected to be drafted, and the Chiefs said, yeah, he's too good not to draft. We're taking him in the 5th round. So they took him in the 5th, and they said, we did our due diligence, we vetted him. And then he had the whole thing come out where he apparently broke his girlfriend's son's or kid's arm or whatever it was.
The 4-year-old now.
Yeah, the 4-year-old. So he beat the child in the womb and out of the womb. And then the Chiefs were aware of it, but it still led him to participate. It led to the temporary loss of custody of the kid, but they ultimately weren't charged with any crime.
Huh. And then the league never suspended him.
Correct.
Well, then you can come to another
So they
Chiefs.
did have audio of him talking to his girlfriend, and she said, what do you do when the child is bagged? You make him open up his arms and you punch him in the chest. And Hill said, you do use a belt. Even my mama says you use a belt. And so then his girlfriend said, or fiance said, he's terrified of you. And Hill responded by saying, you need to be terrified of me too, bitch.
Wow. Okay. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess you can go to from that chief to another chief with Kareem Hunt, and he's obviously in the news saying he wanted to be traded, but I guess he was suspended 8 games for beating some woman in a nightclub or a hotel.
Yeah.
He was shoving and kicking a woman during the 2018 incident at Cleveland Hotel.
Wasn't that on camera?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was never arrested and has not faced criminal charges. And the Browns signed him after the Chiefs cut him. Well, now he's back in the news because he wants to be traded.
Oh, there wasn't any footage, so the NFL didn't act.
Well,
there's no footage of Deshaun Watson getting his massages either.
I thought.
No, not in Hunt's. That wasn't.
That was Ray Rice.
That was Ray Rice.
That's why he's out of the league. But I mean, okay, so now you go to Hunt. Now is Hunt? Do you see Hunt going anywhere before the season, or you think the Browns are gonna say you're stuck with us?
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. February 18, the video was released in November 18.
Video.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, the Chiefs quickly released Hunt. He latched on with Cleveland and served a suspension there before, that's what I'm saying. It's like this whole Deshaun Watson anger thing. It's the NFL couldn't handle it any stupider than they did, which is what they should have done 100%. Was support the findings of the say, look, although we disagree with the findings of the arbitrator, the process is what it was. She was, an accomplished judge. She had no reason to be biased in this case. She considered all of the evidence that was presented, and we're going to respect her decision in this matter. End of it. Done. Controversy will be over by week 8, week 9 when he comes back. It's not like Cleveland's going to be challenging for the Super Bowl this year.
No.
So it's just so stupid the way they're handling it.
Well, okay, so do you think Hunt goes somewhere now that he demands a trade?
Well, he wants to be traded because they're not giving him a new contract because they have the junkyard dog, Dearness Johnson, and Hunt is completely expendable there.
Now, if you were someone like, I was going to say if...
Dearness Johnson's going to do some things this season.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think he's going to be the backup to?
I think he's going to get a lot more playing time than he has in the past.
Do you think Hunt sees it?
I think that Hunt is demanding a trade because of it. Yes, because he realizes that the junkyard dog's there, and he's ready to bark and bite.
Yeah, it looks like
Ernest Johnson wouldn't be a bad late pickup, like a 14th round draft pick in your fantasy football picks
for the touchdowns.
Just to have him on your roster.
It looks like the possibly interested teams are they think they're going to get a 5th round pick for him. The Bills, the Saints, or the Eagles.
He'd probably be a good fit with the Eagles.
I was going to say he'd probably be.
The Saints. That's not what you want to do. Bring that in when you're dealing with the Kamara controversy. You don't do that to Kamara. That
might be perfect though.
You don't do that to Kamara. Like that damages him because now you're highlighting that, right?
That is true. But I mean, do they wait? I mean, would you press the NFL to maybe like get a suspension on, or the NFL could literally suspend someone during the season, right? Or no?
Yeah.
So like an investigation, like Alvin Kamara could be suspended like game 2 after the investigation. So wouldn't you want someone like a Hunt that could just fill it in? Because I don't know who else the Saints have for a running back.
Ingram still? They brought him back?
Did they bring him back after going to Baltimore?
Last year, I thought. Oh, then he went to Baltimore?
Remember, that was like the rotation of running backs out of Baltimore?
I couldn't really tell you who's behind Kamara. Let's see. Let's look at the old depth chart for the Saints here.
I'm sure it's probably a really good
We got Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram II. I was correct.
Oh, so he did come back.
Yeah. Dwayne Washington and Tony Jones Jr.
Did he finish it out with the Saints?
Yeah.
Ingram?
Yeah.
Oh, so they just signed him back up?
Yeah.
That seems like let's see. Oh, from the Ravens, he went to the Texans. To the Texans to the Saints.
Yep. Yeah, he bounced around. The Texans went through quite a few running backs last season. But now they got Marlon Mack, which, again, fantasy football tip. You want a sleeper for a big fantasy football year. Marlon Mack.
Yeah,
he's healthy,
and he was looking good when he was with the Saints.
And he was. No, you mean the Colts?
I'm sorry.
The Colts.
The Colts. Yeah, man. He wasn't he the number 1 before he blew his knee out?
Yep.
And then that helped Jonathan Taylor take over.
Well, Jonathan Taylor was going to take over no matter what, but yeah, he's back to his pre-injury form, and he's only 26, so he's in his prime. He hasn't taken a lot of licks. He only has 567 carries in his career. But he's averaged 4.4 yards per rush. He averages a touchdown every 25 carries-ish.
He was good at USF.
Yeah, and he doesn't fumble. 2 fumbles, only 1 lost in 567 attempts in his career. He's also a decent receiving back threat out of the backfield. Decent, I say, but not exceptional. But yeah, he's a good sleeper too for fantasy.
Yeah, right before he got hurt, he had his
I'll stash all the USF guys on my fantasy football bench.
Who the hell you go? Oh, the guy from the Chiefs.
Say what?
The guy from the Chiefs, the wide receiver.
MVS.
Yeah,
he's always got that home run threat ability there, but
they're going to need one.
Yeah.
Who else would you pick from USF?
That's it.
Okay.
Those 3 are, I think, the only skill position players for USF in the NFL.
Yeah, USF's had a definitely.
Mike White as a backup, and who's the quarterback, the other quarterback too. Yeah, but
Quentin Flowers?
No, McLeod,
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's on a roster somewhere. I think maybe it's with Pittsburgh. I don't even know.
Bubba Army Proud, $9.99 super chat, YouTube. Thank you, Bubba Army Proud. Brian, you're supposed to be on YouTube.
Sorry, man. I was. I'm
clicking back and forth now.
Michael Genovese, $9.99 and a bitch ain't one.
Super chat. There
you go. That's YouTube.
YouTube super chat.
Yep. $9.99 and a bitch ain't one. Lummy is the man, he says.
I want to kind of get into college football next show.
Yeah, that's the perfect time for it. The games will be starting, I think, next week, right? I think that it kicks off on that week.
Does it?
Yep.
I thought the first
week 0.
The major games started off. I thought September 3rd.
First game of the college football season is when is it?
This is not Division I AA, is it?
No. It's real football. I guess Thursday, September 1st is the first game.
Well,
what happened to week 0?
August 27th.
There you go.
Saturday, August 27th.
There you go. So next
big
week.
matchups. Florida State versus Duquesne.
Duquesne. Oh, I love it. Yes, Duquesne. The Duquesne Dukies.
What are they, Division II?
They're FCS.
Okay, so that's Florida State with a 1 win there. Nevada, New Mexico State. That's
Vanderbilt at Hawaii will be a good one.
Oh, yeah.
That actually will be a good game.
Florida Atlantic versus Charlotte.
Not a bad game.
Wyoming and Illinois.
That could be a good one. Yeah.
North Texas, UTEP, Battle of Texas right there.
Yeah.
At the Sun Bowl.
Very cool stadium if you've never been there.
Yeah, I've been there. We both have been there.
I was there, yeah.
One, yeah.
We were there for the same game. I think I played as many snaps as you did.
Okay, UConn. UConn, who has a dominant football team. UConn versus Utah State. That will be a barn burner for their only win of the whole
the line
season.
on that one is Utah State. I think it opened minus 33 on that game.
Utah State's favored?
By 33 in that game.
Well, it looks like UConn is not winning the game this year. Again.
Let's look at their schedule.
I just had it up, too.
Yeah, I know. You went off it so quick.
Because once you said 33, I was like...
Oh, no, they're going to be a very bad football team.
No. I think they
Central Connecticut.
I think they could beat them.
I will say that's probably going to be a great game. That UConn Central Connecticut in-state matchup for bragging rights will probably be a nail-biter.
Tickets as low as $6.
So UConn was 1-11 last year with their lone victory, a 6-point win over Yale. They lost to Holy Cross by 10. Okay, that's how bad UConn was last year. The year before that, also equally as pathetic, they didn't even play. That's how bad they were. They said, we're going to take the COVID year off. The year before that, they went 2-10 with a victory, a 3-point win over Wagner.
Oh,
not the
Wagner.
painting company.
Wagner. Wagner.
And a dominant 21-point thrashing of UMass.
Well, I mean, the last game, it looks like Central Connecticut played last year was against St. Francis in Pennsylvania, and they took care of them.
Yeah, so they're on a win streak.
Merrimack, Long Island University. These are some big schools here.
LIU, yeah, you don't want to mess with them, man.
Central Connecticut, they played Miami in 69-0.
69-0, huh? Against Miami?
Oh, Southern Connecticut State, who you can't even click on their name.
Yeah, they're not a real school. They lost to them. That's Southern Connecticut State. First of all, Connecticut's not that big of a state to break up into like regions. It's like, I don't know why you would have a southern, like, it's a tiny state. It's not big. It's not big enough to separate into north and south.
Well, is this really not a... Who the hell is Southern Connecticut State University 50th anniversary
of Title IX? They're celebrating.
They're celebrating their women's.
What?
Wow! Look at that. Okay.
What division do they play in?
Great question.
Wikipedia will hopefully tell us that.
We can just.
So they're located in New Haven. So it's the state university near Yale.
Oh, okay.
Part of the Connecticut State University, founded in 1893. They are Division II.
Oh, okay. Nice big school. Got
Division II. Their mascot is Otis the Owl.
Nice.
And yeah,
they got a pretty heavy schedule here. They play Shepherd University, University of New Haven.
The
twice.
Shepherd University Pies, I think, is the Shepherd Pies.
Do you know you're really battling in the schedule when you play the same school twice in a year? University of New Haven.
Well, that's because the rivalry is up there with Duke Carolina. I mean, it is,
they got to play them twice.
It is, when you talk about in New Haven, in the city of New Haven, there is nothing that gets their juices flowing. Then they're in the same city.
Hold on. They have a New Haven, a West Haven?
Yeah, all the havens. They play all the havens. South Haven, South Central Haven. You don't want to mess with South Central Haven.
They do play Assumption University.
Good job pronouncing that correctly.
Assumption, yeah. St.
Duquesne.
Shut up.
David Duquesne.
Franklin Pierce University.
Wow.
Bentley University.
Bentley. They have good cars, though.
American International College. Post University. I bet you've.
That's where Post Malone went. Actually, that's he got his
home of the. It looks like the Eagles.
Yeah, the Post University Eagles.
Oh, they're in ECAC.
Yeah, no, that's the conference. They play in the ECAC.
Oh, they looks like they got press boxes.
I can't believe we're still talking about this. We're staying late to discuss.
No. Oh shoot, it's 17. Oh, all right, Brian. I'm sorry. This is my problem. I get locked onto these different, and I start looking, and I go,
why don't you read up on Duquesne?
I'm going to read up on David Duquesne.
David Duquesne.
Listen, okay, Brian, I'm sorry.
That was amazing.
I wish all these schools would have been around when I was, because I would have loved to go to Assumption University.
What about you skip over St. Anselm College?
Where's that one?
That was on their schedule there. Go back.
No, I'm on
St. Anselm.
I'm on Assumption Greyhounds right now.
No,
I can't get off. I know, I'm trying to. Where's it at?
St. Anselm.
Oh. I've heard of this school.
Yeah?
No.
St. Anselm College is a private Benedictine liberal arts college in Goffstown, New Hampshire.
Oh, look, their field hockey team for women's is ranked number 1. No, number 2 behind Assumption.
Interesting stuff.
Wow. Well, Brian, I really appreciate you sticking around for our Sane Asylum athletic talk.
We should both each week pick a bizarre, you've never heard of college and share with our listeners. Like, do a presentation on why they should know about that school.
You know what? I do agree with that. I really think that's great.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go looking for some NAIA.
We should actually
schools.
reach out to like their head coach and try and get him on the show.
Get him on the school.
Absolutely.
Have him talk about his big time offensive line and stuff. Yeah, perfect.
Yep.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, everyone, for listening. We are live tomorrow, 6 a.m.
I'm gonna do the show with Brent and Bubba at 10:15.
Right. You're left. We're all screwed or something.
I'm
like
right.
That.
He's left. He's left. I'm right. We're all fucked.
Oh, that's right. We can cuss on here.
Yeah.
So, yes, Brian, thank you. And we will be back next week. Thank you, everyone. Don't forget Tampa Tarpons on Saturday. Bubba 199
I'll be there.
Friday. We'll see you next week on The Sports Show.